The studio that's remaking the 2007 Witcher game have said that they are removing outdated parts of the original game. Is this going to spell disaster for the remake, or is it something else entirely? Let's go into it, shall we? Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. Wow, Az, you're really spoiling us. 3 whole videos in January? Please, calm down. All right. I get it. Maybe in February there'll be 4. Anywho, the 2007 Witcher game was very much beloved and spawned, of course, 2 amazing sequels. However, there is no denying that its gameplay compared to the other 2 is significantly lacking. So when it was announced that they were going to remake the 2007 original, there was great anticipation from its audience, especially after the absolute mega hit that was The Witcher 3. However, CD Projekt Red have taken a different direction for the company, which for me isn't conducive for gamers.
My name is Piotr Nielubowicz. I'm a member of the board and CFO at CD Projekt.
Well, how you diddly-doodling there?
I'm also personally involved in a range of environmental, social and governance initiatives, ESG for short.
Have you ever shoved anything in your own ass? Of course, duh.
ESG or DEI, the company killer. However, it's not CD Projekt Red that is actually remaking the first Witcher game, but we will be circling back to them later on in the video. The company is actually called Rebel Wolves and is comprised of former CD Projekt Red employees. However, this title initially doesn't fill you full of a lot of confidence. The Witcher Remake studio is removing outdated parts of the original game. Bloody hell, Nora, do you know what that sounds like? Current fucking day! Fuck off! God, I love that guy. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Let's carry on. Developer Rebel Wolves has confirmed that it plans to make significant changes to its remake of The Witcher. Current fucking day! Hey, calm down, angry man. Blimey, Charlie, haven't even finished yet. The remake of the 2007 title was announced back in 2022 and will be helmed by a crew of CD Projekt Red veterans who said in a recent interview with Edge that a multitude of elements of the classic role-playing game need to be addressed for the remake to work. Don't you do it. Angry man, don't you do it. Current fucking day! Whoa. Let's not be premature. Like my sex life. Let's carry on for a bit. The CEO of the company, RoboCop, had worked on The Witcher 2 and The Witcher 3. However, he didn't work on the original game and said that, quote, bothered him, and he wanted a, quote, chance to give it the justice it deserves. Now, this, to me, is all sounding very positive indeed. Now taking charge of the remake, the CEO already has some ideas of what needs to be addressed, saying, first and foremost, we need an honest, down-to-earth analysis of which parts are simply bad, outdated, and need to be remade. This applies to features that simply don't hold up almost 2 decades later, such as visuals and other gameplay elements, but will also be highlighting the parts that are great, should be retained, and are direct key pillars that can't be discarded. Everything that's been said here to me is absolutely on point. First and foremost, the person saying it has a proven track record, not just with The Witcher 2, but with The Witcher 3 as well. 2 absolutely phenomenal games. And there's no denying that the first game is exceedingly different than the sequels in terms of gameplay and how it's actually developed. So modernizing the gameplay, modernizing the graphics, converting it to open world and such do seem like exceedingly good ideas for this remake of The Witcher. So with all of that said, angry man, what do you have to say now? Current fucking day! Fuck off! Wait, what? I'm really confused. Why? Oh. Oh, yeah.
I'm also personally involved in a range of environmental, social, and governance initiatives, ESG for short.
Ah, yeah, ESG cuckboy. You see, the CEO of Rebel Wolves, I actually believe everything that he said. I think that he's looking at the game from a development perspective. He's looking at the gameplay, he's looking at the graphics, he's looking at how to tie the world together. He's looking at about how to deal with all of those mechanics. However, the people who actually own the license, CD Projekt Red, they have a very specific criteria now that they want to follow, which is ESG, DEI, DIE, because it will ultimately kill your company. And I can't help but feel they will have to abide by CD Projekt Red's doctrine.
This approach reflects our identity and our values.
Highly doubtful, but let's continue.
It also takes into consideration the interests of our stakeholders identified in a relevance survey, which we carried out for the first time in 2021.
Now we're getting somewhere closer to the truth. And would it surprise you, dear viewer, if I was to tell you that Vanguard was one of the stakeholders in CD Projekt Red? We all know about Vanguard and BlackRock and alike, and they have a very specific idea about how they want you to think.
You now make a point of that's an investment criteria for you.
Well, behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing we're asking companies. You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock, we are forcing behaviors.
Oh, please carry on, Adolf Fink.
You know, what we are doing internally is if you don't achieve these levels of impact, your compensation could be impacted, okay?
Compensation such as loans, or maybe your stock price suddenly being tanked.
You have to force behaviors. And if you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just any way you want to say the composition of your team, you're going to be impacted.
Wow, that sounded suspiciously like a threat to me, but what do I know? Of course, this has got nothing to do with any sort of corporate extortion whatsoever. They just so happen to be invested in all of these companies, all of these industries, and seem to somehow dictate everything that goes on within them. Purely coincidental, I guess.
This is why we do not shy away from confronting socially important topics in the stories we tell.
And now it suddenly sounds like a hostage video. We're putting together reports for you. We're putting purple hair and pride flags all over our website, please. For God's sake, don't tank our stock.
Together, we create a diverse and inclusive work environment of which we are very proud.
Diversity is our strength. Look, I have absolutely no doubt that the CEO of Rebel Wolves really just wants to talk about the game, the mechanics, the changes that they want to make to it, to bring it more modern, not current day, more modern in the way that the game can be played. However, I don't think that CD Projekt Red want it to end there. I'm absolutely convinced that they will no doubt want to cram in messages that weren't acceptable back then, remove certain aspects because of it, and all that kind of palaver. They're too deep into this goddamn DIE, DEI, ESG horseshit. The gaming industry in the West is literally being held to ransom by hustler companies like Sweet Baby Inc., exploiting this whole ESG nonsense so they can make a quick buck off inclusion and diversity, all coming at the detriment of your video games. Their stink is already on God of War, Spider-Man 2, Alan Woke 2, and of course, the recent Suicide Cucks Kill the Justice League, which looks absolutely fucking pathetic. Legitimate creative people are being neutered by this social dog shit, which is being smeared over everything nowadays. Norse mythology a bit too white, let's blackface it. Spider-Man, Peter Parker, bit too Caucasian for your liking, let him step aside and Miles Morales, who's Miles Morales, can step in there. Alan Woke, Saga Anderson, well, unfortunately, that Scandinavian woman looked a bit too white, let's blackface her as well. And of course, Suicide Cucks Kill the Justice League. Oh my goodness me. Are your heroes a bit too heroic? Don't worry, we'll kill them and piss on their bodies. Literally.
Have you ever shoved anything in your own ass? Of course. Duh.
And that's why so many people are finding their entertainment from the East, whether it be comics, i.e. manga, whether it be TV shows, movies. They're doing a lot better than things in the West right now because it's everywhere. And unfortunately, I also think it's going to be on the remake of The Witcher, whether or not Rebel Wolves want it there or not. I'll see you in the next video. You take care. Bye for now.